As we near my dad's birthday on April the 7th, I would like to tell the story of how we met. You see, we didn't always know each other. Let me explain.
Welcome to my podcast, where memories find their voice.
Hello and welcome back to the podcast. On today's episode, I will be sharing a very intimate event that occurred in my life many years ago. I hope that you will enjoy it. As we near my dad's birthday on April the 7th, I would like to tell the story of how we met. You see, we didn't always know each other. Let me explain. My mom and dad worked with each other in a little restaurant in Louisville, Texas called Pizza Cucina. My dad's brother and sister-in-law owned the restaurant. While working together, they got to be good friends, and before you know it, one thing led to another, and a few months later, poof, I was born. My mom had been relocated by her parents to Mount Vernon, Texas to live with her brother after her pregnancy was discovered. She never told my dad that I existed. Growing up, I had always wanted to know what it was like to have a father and a mother. I would see my classmates with both parents, and I would ask my grandma, "Where is my dad? What is he like? Do I look like him?" Call me selfish, but after seeing my classmates and others around me with a set of parents, I so wanted that. My grandma would say, "You have a heavenly father, and that is all that matters." Or, "Your mom, grandpa, and I are raising you, and that's all you need." I would be 13 years old before I would finally meet my dad. I remember on the way to school one day, my mom mentioned that she had to go to court for child support. She had come upon some hard times financially, and so she had applied for food stamps. Texas Health and Human Services had asked when she applied if she was receiving child support. She said no. A letter was then sent to my dad from the Attorney General's office, which I'm sure was a big surprise to him, as well as my stepmom, and he had to do a paternity test. It revealed that I was 99.9% confirmed to be his son. On the afternoon that my mom went to court to set up the child support, I was in my 8th grade science class that was taught by Mr. Ronald Carson. The office assistant paged the room over the intercom system for me to come and check out for the day. I had no clue why. At first I thought that my mom must not be well, but then I pushed that thought away. My mother was in the office waiting for me when I arrived, and we left the campus to head home. She was unusually quiet, more than normal. I asked how court had gone, and she said that it went well. She then began to prepare me for one of the best days of my life, meeting my father. I had overwhelming emotions running through my head, and I was so excited to meet him. We turned onto our street in her 1981 GMC blue single cab pickup, and I saw my grandparents' green 1994 Chevrolet Lumina parked in front of the house, and my Uncle John's red pickup parked in one of our driveways. We parked, and my heart was racing. I can still feel what it felt like then. Slowly, I opened the passenger door while my mom scurried inside the house. My grandfather and father stepped out of the car. I started to shake, and my heart raced even faster. While driving home, I had wondered, what is he like? Will he like me? Will he reject me? My thoughts wandered to a moment, weeks before the child support hearing began, when my grandma and I had gone to Brookshire's for groceries. Being innocent and ignorant about the birds and the bees, and having led a very sheltered life, I asked her if Mom had prayed to God because she wanted a son like Hannah, the wife of Elkanah, who had been barren. And this account is told in 1 Samuel chapters 1 and 2 of the Bible. Grandma Cruitt just looked around and then looked at me and said, "Well, no, your mom did not do that," and tried in her best way to explain to me how it all came about. Looking back, I can imagine how uncomfortable she must have been. It was not an easy thing to try and explain when there was so much emotion involved, but she did her best. I can still hear her saying, "The Lord turned my greatest sorrow into joy when you arrived." As I climbed out of the truck, I walked over to my father, who had tears in his eyes. My grandpa Cruitt said, "Robert, this is your father." Immediately, Dad and I embraced and held each other tightly. There were no words, only tears of joy and a hug that could have gone on forever. No hug I ever had felt that good. After going inside the house, we sat down and visited for a while, taking pictures, and I began to learn about his family. Not only had I gained a father that day, but I also gained 4 half-siblings younger than I, and a few years later, I learned of even more half-siblings. It was a wonderful day, and I honestly hated for it to end. My life changed from that point forward, and I was so thankful and proud to say that I had a father. I love him very much, even though we don't have a close relationship. Every time I see him, it is always the same as when we first met. It must be the Italian in us. That was a great story, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. It was very special to me then, and it's still very special to me today. I appreciate you all joining me. Hope to see you next time.